Hello, the Wespe project is progressing. I know I told you that the next video would be the last, but accessories and figure painting have taken their time. As you can see, they are finished, but the vignette still needs some work. In the last minute of this video, you will see more pictures of how the screw and the new stuff I've added are looking. At the time I left the weathered Wespe ready for its screw, I realized that the overall effect was too simplistic, so I decided to add more stuff around the human elements. You know, soldiers used to eat, drink, and sleep after all. Historical modelers shouldn't forget that, I guess. I chose some goodies from these boxes, plus different accessories from my spare box. I tried to be consistent with the items I took and the colors I used, having in mind the very first years of the war on a Western European setting. The Tamiya markings and camo placed the Wespe in the area of Paris. I took this photograph as a model for the helmets display. There are 3 helmets for the 3 members, but I choose to add only 2. Let's presume that the driver has lost his helmet along with his gas canister somewhere down the road. In fact, that's absolutely real. Crews would be reprimanded for this kind of stuff, but it depended on the leniency of their officers or certain moments in the war. Gas masks used to get lost, and gas canisters were reused to store food and odd stuff. AFB crews generally didn't have room for the helmets, and they regarded them as useless. However, they could get into trouble if they lost them. There you have some accessories, an MP, spare wheel and tracks, an ammo crate, marmites, and a tiny lubricant canister. Later on I would add a rolled blanket. As you can see, they have been all primed with rust primer. While I let the primer set for one day, I started with the figures. This is a Tamiya set that comes with a Wespe box. They were primed using the black and white technique. In this case I used grey primer for the lights and black primer for the shadows. I went on airbrushing uniform base, shadows and lights using the same technique. I added transpirator to achieve a degree of transparency between the paint layers. Here you can see how I started painting the flesh colors, applying a dark base. I went on adding progressive, transparent lighter tones until I was happy with it. The objective is to create a blood flow effect below the skin. I went on with enhancing lights and shadows on their uniforms, plus adding new colors on their jumpers, gloves and headscarves. Belts were painted with anthracite grey and their boots with dark brown. And finally, they were given a brown wash with enamels. I went back to the Wespe again to finish the cargo details with more metal wire and added a water jerrycan and a blanket. The cargo was secured with rope and I applied more brown wash on that natural string. I just need to work a bit more with the metal effects pigments and I was done. I'm leaving you now with a few pictures of the result and I hope to see you in the next one with the finished vignette. See you, bye!